Hey guys, Joe DeMarco from the Crazy New York Driver Show. Today is Friday, August 20th, 2021. Welcome to another eBay video. I'm just starting the video outside here so you can see we still have nothing but clouds. We've had clouds all week. We're going to have clouds right through the next entire week with no sun predicted. In fact, we're going to get the remnants of Hurricane Henri, I think on Sunday night and Monday. So let's go inside out of this nasty, dreary, cloudy weather, and let me tell you what subjects I have to cover this week. Okay guys, I have a really action-packed show lined up for today. I have a lot of topics I want to cover. Some of them are returns off eBay, a serious loophole in the eBay returns process, cancellations, and of course, your comments, questions, and concerns from the last several videos I made. I'm not going to read too many of your comments, questions, and concerns today because of time constraints, but I picked out a few that I think basically are the most important. The first one has to do with chargebacks and is from Mercedes Lux. This will be fruitless thought, but here goes. I wonder if eBay is keeping records of all the credit card chargeback cases that end up being valid charges after the cases are opened and the seller submitted firm proof of purchase by the buyer. For that matter, wonder if the credit card carriers file credit card fraud against the cardholder. For that matter, wonder when sellers have won the case with proof of purchase on a buyer chargeback case, does eBay send the buyer a policy violation letter? Those are all good points, Mercedes Lux, and I swear I wish eBay and the credit card companies would take a serious stand against the people committing fraud. The other day I made a video and I showed you where a guy admitted he bought the wrong size item from me, tried to return it, then attempted a chargeback saying he didn't recognize the charge. In my opinion, that's credit card fraud, out and outright. I have not gotten any resolution yet, and I don't expect to get that for another month or so, but I'll definitely let you know what happens on that case. On shill bidding, John from the Flippin' Ain't Easy channel wrote, Joe, I think it's great that you sing for us anytime you get a sale on eBay when you're recording. I think you should freestyle rap for us whenever you receive a return request as well. It would be great. As for the incident with PWCC, I fear that if this was going on with anything other than trading cards, sneakers, or watches, eBay wouldn't give it much credence. It's a good optic, however, because they have a long way to go to fix problems for the other 95% of us who don't sell in these categories. Good video, and I look forward to your first rap. Oh, be careful what you wish for, John. But John makes the point, and it's valid, about eBay seeming to care more about trading cards, watches, and sneakers, because they're all top dollar value items. And as I said in last week's video, eBay counters this by saying that they have facts and figures to show that people who buy those items go on to spend a lot more money in other areas of eBay. So that's how they justify that. I guess we'll just have to leave it go and see what happens with that. I have two more comments I'm going to read. I didn't have time to print them out because, like I said, it's been a crazy, crazy week. So I have them here on my notes, and I'm going to read them to you. All right, the first one is from Robert Swank. No, Joe, I've never been a victim of shill bid or credit card fraud. But what I want to tell you is that eBay is not going to remove anybody else's negative feedback. I have 2 negatives in the last 2 months, and eBay will not remove them and eBay has told me that having negative feedback does not hurt the seller's performance or sales. One was from a buyer that purchased an item from me through a freight forwarder, and it went to Korea South. They said it was broken and were sad and told me to keep the money, but after a month and a half, negged my account. And the second item was a person here in the States that did not open the package until a month and a half later, only to find out that I had a 30-day return policy and could not return the item for a full refund. So they said the item was broke and left me negative feedback. Now, do you think this is of what eBay did to resolve the negative feedback? By the way, Joe, I typed your email address wrong, so that's my fault. Thinking about opening up a Bonanza account because of slow eBay sales. Anybody got any experience with this platform? Okay, Robert Swank, somebody is giving you very bad information, my friend. And you're going to get good information from me right now. And before I even address Robert's comment, guys, I'm serious about something. I've said it before, and it's kind of irritating. If you're going to type a comment to me, please make it in good, structured English. There are such things called punctuation. Those are commas, those are periods. Please, some of you guys either are typing in the dark or you're using voice to text and not even looking at what you're saying. All right? Please take your time because I have to read these comments online. All right? Thank you. Now, I want to address Robert's comment. Robert, number one, negative feedback hurts all eBay sellers. Don't let anybody tell you it doesn't affect sales, okay? Because I'm telling you it does. Number two, the first case that you presented to us where a buyer bought something through a freight forwarder, that negative feedback should be a slam dunk removal, and I'm going to explain why. Any eBay buyer who buys an item on eBay through a freight forwarder loses all ability to leave negative feedback. Do you understand? Okay? So let me just put it to you in a little bit better English here and give you an example. If there's an eBay buyer named John Smith in Korea, and he buys your item through a freight forwarding company here in the United States, there's a few big ones. There's one in Doral, Florida. There's a few out in Cali. There's a few in New York, out in Queens. But let's say the freight forwarder is named Bill Jones Associates. So he contracted through Bill Jones Associates. Bill Jones Associates bought your item, then forwarded it to John Smith. John Smith gets pissed off and leaves you a negative feedback. He can't do it. All right? You must contact eBay customer service and point out that John Smith did not buy that item directly from you. It was the freight forwarder that did. That is grounds for immediate removal. Now, it's very possible you did contact eBay and got somebody overseas who doesn't know what they're talking about. So what I want to hear from you, Robert Swank, I'm calling you to task on this in the comment section. Please tell us who you contacted. Was it a Philippines overseas representative? All right? Was it here in the United States? I want to know. If you want this resolved right away, contact eBay for Business through Facebook and explain to them that you sold it to a freight forwarder who in turn sold it to John Smith. John Smith doesn't have the right to neg you. Trust me on this. I know what I'm talking about, okay? All right. Hopefully that'll help you out. I have one more comment to read, and it's from Chris Tiger. Open request to Crazy New York Driver. I'm not going to read the whole comment, but Chris Tiger states that a certain person is harassing him and other subscribers to my channel. Chris Tiger, or anybody, if you're being harassed, get me some screenshots, send them to crazynewyorkdriver@aol.com. Because I haven't seen this harassment myself, but if it's true, email me, crazeenydriver@aol.com. Okay? That's the only way I can do anything about it. I have to see this, and I haven't seen it. All right, that being said, let me get into today's main topics. The main topics: returns off eBay, a serious loophole in the returns process, cancellations, and all kinds of good stuff like that. If I didn't say it earlier, it's going to be a long video, guys, so there's nothing I can do about it. So I'm going to start off by talking about the serious returns loophole, and I'm going to talk about returns off eBay. I'm going to kind of like combine the two. So let's get started with that right now. But first, a drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. Okay, let's get to business now. Okay, guys, I now want to talk about a very serious situation that could happen to any one of you who sell on eBay. For the record, since this video has a lot of information on it, it's going to run a little long. I'm filming it in stages. This stage of the video is being filmed Thursday. Okay? So let me explain what happened to me. And I want you to follow along because it could easily happen to you. There's a huge loophole in eBay's return system that they don't want to correct. It's been happening for years. Although it hasn't happened to me for a while, it just happened to me this week. So let's get started with the story. A few weeks ago, a customer sent me an unsolicited best offer on a set of brand new hubs that I was selling. He offered me $100 plus shipping. I refused because the offer was too low, and I told him to get the item locally because he lives in Alhambra, California, and the shipping there is expensive. A few minutes later, he writes back, and he raises his offer to $125 plus shipping. I asked him if he was going to buy the items right away if I lowered the price, and he said yes. I lowered the price, he purchased the items, and I shipped them to him. He received the items and waited about a week and opened a return request saying wrong size doesn't fit. And in the description, he wrote, "These are not the right size for my wheel." Okay, fair enough. I'll take the return, although I was a little bit miffed that he sent me two best offers without even doing any research. This is a common problem in eBay Motors. But still, nothing earth-shattering and nothing that I would even make a video about until I tell you how it went from there. Approximately 1 minute after opening the return request, he sends me a message through the eBay contact system. "These are not genuine Toyota hubs. Items not as described." As soon as he did that, I knew what he was doing. He was what they call backpedaling. He realized he had to pay return shipping because he bought the wrong size. Now he's trying to backpedal and lie, so I have to pay the return shipping. A minute later, he sends me another email through eBay contact system. And he says, "These are not the items I purchased. Wrong items sent." So he's thinking, for some reason, by typing those cliche words, "wrong item sent," "item not as described," it's going to make a difference and I'll have to pay the shipping back. But no, That doesn't work that way. So I figured, at least, so far so good, I was going to be home free. Not so. 2 days later, I get 3 messages from eBay in the span of 40 seconds. First message, a case has been opened against you. Second, your funds are on hold due to request. Third, we have instructed the buyer to ship the items back to you, and at that point, you will have to refund the buyer the purchase price plus original shipping. Now, I know this is going to be hard to comprehend, so let me just spell it out for you in black and white. A person opened a return request saying he bought the wrong size. The request was accepted. I accepted the return request. Instead of returning them and paying the shipping as per eBay rules, this customer was allowed to open a case against me. I don't know how this can be, but it did happen a few years ago to me. Unbelievable loophole that they refused to do anything about. He should not have been allowed to open a case because there was no disagreement. I agreed to take the items back. Nonetheless, he opens a case, and all within less than 1 minute, they held my funds, and eBay tells me that now I have to pay the original shipping back as well, which is wrong. I shouldn't have to. So what I did was I called eBay Concierge, and I spoke to a representative who was definitely smart and knowledgeable. He could see exactly what was going on and said, Joseph, I see what you're saying is true. This buyer is backpedaling and he's lying so that you will have to pay the original shipping. But I've got good news for you, he says. Once you get the items back, call us back and we will give you a $35 credit on the original shipping because that's how much I paid to send them out to California in an 18 by 18 by 7 box. So I said, okay, great. And he says to me, let me tell you something else. If you go back and read the most recent message where the buyer was instructed to send the items back to you, the buyer is being made to pay. He goes, whoever the customer service agent was noticed that the buyer checked wrong size doesn't fit. So they realized that the buyer is trying to do a little bit of a fast one, so they're making him pay at least the shipping back to you. But call me when you get the items back and we'll give you a fee credit. So I'm like, okay, cool. That was Monday. Guess what happens on Tuesday? The buyer in question leaves me a negative feedback saying, wrong size, bad eBayer. The buyer was pissed off because he had to pay return shipping to me. Tuesday, I called eBay Concierge again, explained the situation. I got a representative who was knowledgeable, who could see the whole communication line and said, this is definitely buyer remorse. I will remove that negative feedback for you right now. Bang, he did. No problems. Okay? Wednesday, which was yesterday, I get the items back. I inspect the items to be sure they're the ones I sent and that they're in good condition and all that, and everything was fine. So I call eBay customer service so that I can get my $35 fee credit, return shipping credit, as I was promised. And the representative says to me, all right, I see exactly what you're saying, but I have to transfer you to an escalations specialist because this involves a case. So I have to get one of the workers that involves cases. Okay. They put that guy on the phone and he didn't have a freaking clue. It's like I was speaking Latin. Okay? He didn't understand. He claimed there were no notes on my account that I had called up previously and reported the buyer. He also claimed he was in no position to give me the $35 fee credit. I said, do you understand what I'm saying? I said, can you see that the buyer opened up a return request admitting he bought the wrong size, then lied about it, somehow opened a case against me, and now just because of that, I have to pay the $35 shipping back to him? He said, Joseph, he says, that is the way the system is set up on eBay. There is nothing I can do about it. I was very unhappy. Now, if you think that's shocking, he told me something else that I almost fell off the chair on. He said to me, I do have some good news for you, though. He said, I can give you a fee credit, a final value fee credit for this item and another item which is on your account that you didn't get a final value fee credit for. I said, wait a minute. How is that possible? I said, I was always under the impression that when you get a return on eBay, eBay automatically gives you a final value fee credit. He said, that's only with returns. It is not with cases. If somebody opens a case against you, you do not get a final value fee credit. He goes, I can give you a credit for this item and the other item, which he threw out an item number, and it comes to $33.50 for the two items. I don't know what to say. Two different egregious loopholes that I never knew about. Isn't that sad and isn't that shocking? Unbelievable but true. A person who opens a legitimate return request admitting they bought the wrong size or just don't like it can then change their mind, open a case, and you're on the hook, and there's nothing you can do about it, and you won't get your original shipping back, and you won't get your final value fee credit back. What do you guys think about all this? I want to hear in the comments, and I want to hear from all of you. This week, I had more returns than any other week in my 22 years on eBay. Now, the fact that I get a lot of returns is not noteworthy, but the fact that I'm getting the fitchiest of the fitchy buyers, I'm telling you on camera, there seems to be a pervasive attitude on eBay with a small but prolific group of people that are just so full of hate and rage that it scares me. It actually concerns me. Earlier, I told you the story about the guy with the Toyota hubs out in Alhambra, California. All right? In a video I made, I believe it was Wednesday, I showed you the guy who, in my opinion, is perpetrating credit card fraud. I have some more to tell you. Remember, this is just this week. All right? Not counting those two. I had another 5 or 6 returns that were totally legit, where the customers admitted they screwed up and they're paying the shipping back. But I had 2 returns that actually incense me more than the guy with the Toyota hubs. And those are returns that circumvent the eBay return system. Guys, am I the only person that gets unsolicited returns? eBay makes the return system so simple and easy for the buyer. I just showed you 2 examples of where buyers even abuse the system because the system lends itself to being abused. Okay? Why is it that people take it upon themselves to circumvent the process and send back items with what I would call unreasonable demands? Now, I have paperwork to go with what I'm going to tell you now, but because today is Thursday and I'm filming these clips ahead of time, I left the paperwork home with my Friday notes, with my comments, questions, and concerns from last week's video, so I'm going to have to do this all off the cuff. Buyer number 1 sent back a single hub that he purchased. And when I looked at the big block lettering on the package, I knew that the buyer was going to be older than history. Sure enough, he sends the item back with a little note. And the note consisted of 2 words. Can any of you guess what those 2 words were? I'm going to stop. I'm going to take a drink of Gatorade, because that's all I have with me. And you guys can yell out your guesses while I'm taking the drink. Whoever the wise guy was that said the first word started with the letter F, no, that's not correct. The 2 words were call me. Call me. Now, I'm not sure if this guy is just lonely and he wants somebody to talk to. If that's the case, I think he should get a dog, okay? I'm not calling anybody, all right? That's not my job. I don't call people, all right? If he wants a refund through eBay, bought the wrong size, doesn't fit, that's no problem. I'll give him a full refund of the purchase price. I'm not calling him for any reason at any time. Any communication between me and this gentleman is going to be on the eBay system. Second person sent back an alloy wheel center cap, also with a little love note. And off the top of my head, it said, quote, does not fit. Replace or refund, unquote. Number 1, I'm not replacing anything, okay? If I was to send, how do I know what cap he even needs? Can you believe it? And let's just say I did know. Let's just say he sent me a picture or a part number or something. You think I'm paying to ship it back to him on his mistake? Not happening, guys. Not happening. I will give him a full refund through the eBay return system so they can see that he got it. But everything's going to be through the eBay return system. None of this cloak and dagger back alley stuff. That doesn't fly with me. I am absolutely shocked that I would get 2 of these back to back in 1 week. Let's just say Tuesday and Wednesday. Guys, this has been a rough week for returns, I'm telling you. So, also when you get a chance, please tell me what you do when you get unsolicited returns like the 2 I just described. Me, you know what I'm doing? I'm not doing anything. They bought it on eBay. If they want a return on eBay, I'll give it to them. I'm not calling them. I'm not replacing anything. I'll refund, but I won't replace. So yeah. Now I want to talk a little bit more about cancellations. You may remember a story I told you, I believe on last Friday's video, where a customer had purchased a set of Toyota hubs from me. Immediately after the purchase, eBay showed him the same item from another seller, so they wanted to cancel. You may remember that I showed you the screen, I think I showed it to you, or maybe I just told you, that after he then looked at the other guy's item and made the purchase, eBay showed him a cheap China seller who was selling the same thing at half the price. Well, the same thing happened again this week with the exact same item. Okay? I had the item, in this case, listed in a quantity listing. You can buy 1, 2, 3. The preset or default is, of course, 1. This person manually changed it to 2, checked out, paid, and I swear to Christ, within 15 seconds, there's the cancellation, right on schedule. Same item, because I know for a fact that eBay showed him those same listings from my competition at a cheaper price. That is really, really playing dirty pool. Now, I have a question for you guys, if you've had any experience with this. Let's say, I know I've read comments from some of you guys who say you agree to the cancellation, but you make the person wait the 3 full days, okay? I've done that in the past myself on a few occasions. My question is, do you feel that when you wait 3 days to approve a cancellation, that action hurts your sales? Because I have read on some of the Facebook comments or possibly on the community boards that if you don't approve a cancellation right away or even decline it right away, that your sales will be sanctioned. I'm wanting to know if there's any truth to that. The only reason I'm asking is because last week, remember the story I just told you about the cancellation? Well, I knew there was going to be a problem if I sent that item out. So I waited the full 3 days to give that guy his money back. You know, a little payback. And I noticed during that point my sales were slow. But as soon as I cleared that cancellation, things went right back to being nice and busy. I'm wondering if any of you guys have noticed it or have any information on that. So if you do, that would be great. Let's see where I'm at time-wise here. Wow. Okay. You know something? I'd really like to discuss some more topics. But we're running late. We're over time already. So I'm not going to. So let me just do a quick rehash here on a few points that I definitely want to address. In the comment that I read early in the video from Robert Swank, I definitely want you to respond and let us know who in eBay you talked to that gave you that information. Because that's really important, man. Anytime you're dealing with a freight forwarder, all right, the buyer, the original buyer, loses his right to leave you negative feedback. And it seems as though there are some people that don't know that. And Chris Tiger, if you want to contact me with your problem, my email, crazynydriver@aol.com. If anyone wants to make any comments about returns off eBay, that's something that really triggers me, all right? Does it happen to you? And if so, how do you handle it? Tell us, all right? I'm sure we'd all be interested. That being said, guys, I'm Crazy New York Driver, and you're not. Thank you for watching this video. Every Friday night, I come out here and I make these videos to try and help you stay successful on eBay. If you think I'm doing a good job, please leave me a thumbs up. It tells me I'm on point and appreciated. If you don't think I did a good job, tell me in the comment section what you want me to hit up, and I'll be more than happy to try and hit it up next week. Remember, I'm a seller friend, not a seller critic or skeptic of any kind. I've solved a lot of problems. I'm still making money online. I've never worn a mask on any of my videos, and I never will. I've never distorted my voice on any of my videos because I feel it's dishonest and unscrupulous. So yeah, I'm a CEO and a CFO of my own company. So I guess it's time to bring it to a close. Go out there and make a ton of money on eBay. Rock on and peace! Sales this week, once again, were very, very good. Nothing to complain about as far as sales are concerned. But I am very concerned about fraudulent returns and about fraudulent chargebacks and also about returns off the eBay system. I know for a fact in the rules and regulations of eBay, if you go back and read them, it says strict. Buyers are not allowed to return items on their own. They lose their protection, their buyer protection. It's in black and white. It has to be through the eBay system. Yet, last year somebody pulled that scam with me, sending it back on their own, and they managed to get their money back with eBay by opening a case against me. And I said to them, how can this person open a case when they didn't do it through the eBay contact system, through the return system? And the person said, well, they were able to provide a tracking number that showed they sent you something back. I said, it wasn't done through protocol. What the heck good is having protocol if it means nothing? Anyway, that's all for now. Guys, I'll do two things. Number one, I'll take one more drink from the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. This is the ceremonial Fox News Cup of Life. Happy is he who drinks from it. That's it. I hope you found my video informative and helpful. I can't tell you what to do. I can only suggest. I can make suggestions. I know it's working for me. I'm doing good on eBay. The only thing I will insist on is this. Don't be bitchy! Bye!